Hey guys, how you doing? So we're gonna start with the fixed blade, build your own fixed blade, customized fixed blade project for the tutorial. As I said before, it's donated by Knife Kits, and the final product will be one of the prizes for the giveaway. It's gonna be with these really cool c-tek handles. I'm gonna do orange G10 liners underneath the c-tek, and the blade. This one is the SG4, the classic drop point, I think it was called. Comes with the two bolsters, which I'm not gonna use because I'm not a fan of metal bolsters. I just don't like how it looks. It's not my thing. But you see that you can do it. Comes with two pins for the bolsters, so if you were to do it, they come here. Comes with the lineared tang hole tube for back here, and comes with two pins for the main handle here. So first thing what I always do, and I would recommend highly, tape up the blade. Use a duct tape, couple layers. When you're gonna work with the knife, it is already pre-sharpened. You don't want to cut yourself, you don't want to scratch the blade. So nice couple layers of duct tape to protect the blade, and especially your hands, your fingers. Remember, don't cut yourself. What you're gonna do is take your liner material, put it on, make sure you put a little extra, trace it a little bit, do a line. In my case, I'm just cutting this one in half, so I'm gonna have two nice big enough slabs of the liners. And same goes for the main handle material. I put it in here and just draw the line where I'm gonna cut. Same for here, draw a line where I'm gonna cut. Always try to place it on your material to use it the best way you can. So in this case, I could have saved this little piece, but it wouldn't really, it's such a narrow piece that it wouldn't help anything, so I will just cut all the way through across. And what else? Cut that, cut this, and then we're gonna glue the materials together. So I'll come back with just the already cut materials. I'm taking this to my bench, so I'm cutting it. You don't really have to see that. You can cut it also with the Dremel, with those little diamond, not the regular metal cut-off wheels, but there is a diamond coated wheel that can cut through this, or also this little saw wheel. So you can do this with Dremel as well, or a regular hacksaw, whatever you have at hand. So see you soon. Hey guys, so as I said, I cut the pieces, see slabs. What I did, as you can see, is I scratched up the bottom and both sides of the liner, so it has a little better adhesive properties. And now I'm just gonna mix a little bit of the epoxy. I don't need much for this. Just to glue the liners together, just a little bit. I use these tongue depressors broken in quarters. Mix it all up nicely. Now just pour it on the material. Spread it nice and even, or at least somewhat even. It's gonna squeeze out anyway, so you don't have to go really crazy. That. Now I'm gonna put the main material on it, and I have this hardwood piece. Then I'm gonna set on top and grab a pair of these clamps and just clamp it down. Make sure it doesn't move on you. And I'll do one more. This one moved a little bit, so I'm gonna just slide that bottom. Just, you know, make sure that, yeah, it's aligned good and you're not gonna run into some problems. So here's the side view, so you can see, just nice and tight. All the extra epoxy went out from the sides. I'm gonna leave it. I actually use for projects like this 2 of these. I have System 3 5-minute one. That's a really good one. Or if I have more time and I want something really strong, I actually have, where is that one? I have also System 3. This is the overnight one. I buy in the big bottles because it's more price effective. So leave it like this, couple minutes, and then I'll show you how I get the handles ready for the, you know, get the scales ready for the handle shaping and drilling and stuff like that. Alright guys, so we have the scales here, we have the knife here, and we have the pins. So what we're gonna do is have the linear tube on the end, the 2 1/4-inch pins in the center, and I will put one up here in front, just because there would be kind of big gap from the top of my plant, top of the handle to the first pin, so I will use one of these smaller ones up front too. Now what I have to do is find the right size drill bits for each pin, and the smaller one looks like it's 3/16. The big ones are 1/4, and also the tank, the linear tube is 1/4, but the hole is slightly undersized. So what I have to do is break out my Dremel diamond dibber ring bits and just widen it up just a tiny little bit. Let's see. Okay, so you see I widen it up, now I can fit it in there, and let's see also if my 1/4-inch bit will fit in there. And it's still slightly smaller, let me see. Still slightly smaller. So I will just ream it out a little more. Okay, that might just make it through. Don't forget that this is hardened metal, so it will be a little harder if I didn't ream it out. Where's my chuck? If I didn't ream it out, the drill would have no chance to, you know, widen it up. It would just burn the bits. So what I'm gonna do, right now is this. set the scale, make sure that I have the top and the bottom, you know, overlaid by both layers if they are not even, and hold it in place and drill. Let me turn the vacuum on. Widen it up more. Switch to the 316. Everything fits and everything fits nicely, and I'm gonna do the same exact thing now for the other side. So right now you can see I have all of them drilled. They nicely fit through on both sides. If you do it right, they should. If your drilling was at least somewhat nice and straight, you know, they will fit. You see the tank hole is slightly loose. I don't need to put that pin there now. Now I'm gonna just roughly shape, copy outside of the handle. and I'm gonna do that on this here. I will put the mask for this part because this is gonna be kinda nasty. Get a nice new belt. This you want to have nice aggressive belt for. This is 60, brand new 60 grit. This is actually ceramic because I ran out of the cheap aluminum oxide that I normally use for the handles. And just you see, just the idea how it's done, the rough shape. Okay, so let me turn you here again and explain. So what I did, I shaped all the outside, at least, you know, somewhat to the desired shape, close to the finished shape, and then you see I shaped the front and I shaped the radius is also on the front. Now the next thing is we need to get this nice and smooth, so because the front will be hard to access once it's all you know, epoxied and everything, because it's very close to the metal, to that edge. So what I'm gonna do is real quick, and again I'm gonna turn the vacuum for this again and put my mask on, and I'm just having these sanding drums with somewhat, you know, worn out smooth grit, and I'll turn the drill and just, you know, finish this to the little better finish so it's nice and smoother, and I don't have to have so much elbow grease once I'll be hand finishing the material. Now I'll take one of these sanding sponges and just, you know, sand it down a little bit to the, again, little smoother finish, because I will have hard time getting there after everything is glued and epoxied. And I want to do as least as possible after that up front, because I don't want to run into risk of scratching the metal, the blade itself. So what I'm doing is just here, you know, trying to sand it down as best as I can. I will still have to go there with the Dremel, because you see that small pin will be sticking out, so I will have to, you know, send down the pin with the Dremel, which is always tricky. With the Dremel on these drums, it depends what kind of access I have to that, you know, whichever area. I'm gonna push out the pins now, and I'll see you in the next room for epoxying the handle. I'll show you how I do it, so see you there. Alright folks, so cleaned it up, best with the alcohol, and actually use alcohol for the excess epoxy on the front also. Have the epoxies here again ready, my mixing little tray, 5-minute epoxy. Even though this is only, you know, quote unquote only 5-minute epoxy, this one is very strong. I really recommend this one. It is a good epoxy. Mix it up again. We won't need too much for a little handle like this. Mix it up real well. Put it on one handle and get it ready for the other one as well. Spread it all around. Don't go crazy on the front, just tiny bit, so it doesn't squeeze out unnecessarily much on the front. You'll see soon what I mean. Spread it on like so, and now set the first handle on. I'm gonna put only the 2 main pins in for now. Set the second half on, and now take the smaller pin, the tank, the linear pin. Grab the, you want to work fast if you have only 5-minute epoxy. Clamp it down nice and tight. I'll do 3 on this one. 3 clamps. You see the epoxy is squeezing out all over the place, because there is actually only very little bit epoxy that is doing that bond inside, so it's kinda normal. Now one thing before I go any further, before it sets more, I'll make sure that my pins are about even on both sides. You know, if you look into the holes, if the pins are actually shorter than the width of the handle, you want to make sure that you're not gonna have too little pin on one side and too much on the other side. So, because you normally try to be even on both sides. So I'm pushing this pin actually a little deeper in. If that makes sense what I'm saying. Okay, front is, see, also on the front I have too much pin sticking here and a little too short on the other side, so I want to make sure that it is even, so once it comes down to the finishing I'm not gonna have a gap on one side and too much sanding down on the other. Now what I have is one of these, this one is kind of like a, you know, cleaning stick for your ears or whatever it is called, Q-tip, and I use alcohol and wipe this front really well, so all that squeezed epoxy disappears, and you clean it off because it is next to impossible once it's set. I think people normally use the, I don't know, it's called mineral oil or something like that. I don't have that. Alcohol also works well when the epoxy is still wet. It does wipes off nicely, so make sure you do that. The top doesn't have to, you know, that doesn't bother you because you're still gonna be sanding that down. And that's it. Just double check all the pins, make sure everything is good about the distances that you need, and that's it for now. I'm gonna leave it dry for a couple of minutes, and then I'll see you again sanding down the blade, the handle, to the shape. Alright folks, so epoxy is dried up, and now what I'm gonna do, I'll actually get rid of the pins up front here on this one, on the big belt sander. I'm gonna round off this on the big belt sander roughly, both sides, you're gonna see that, and then the most of the detail work is actually done on the drill press. So I'll put the mask on and just watch. Alright, so you see the top is rounded off like so. That's the top. I started doing that because it's more natural for the hand, having the top just rounded off and the bottom has the pattern. And now the next step is clean up the bottom, and the way I clean up the bottom is again this sanding drum spinning, and I'll run it on it, and then actually to clean up the smaller radius I use the sanding drum with the smaller radius, which looks like either this one or one smaller will be it, and those are, I think this one here. I can also do it with the Dremel. Also, the whole project can be, if you really want, the whole project can be done with nothing but Dremel. It's more work, more, you know, much longer, but it is doable, so let me just get on with it. So as you see, that's the rough finish of the grooves. If you notice, I did the grooves first, and then after the grooves I rounded all the ridges off completely, roughly. Now I'm gonna take a Dremel and just do all the details, you know, finish up all the details, get to the places where I couldn't get before, make sure everything is nice and rounded and even, and then just, you know, sandpapers, sanding sponges, and just go crazy, you know. Try not to scratch the metal up front, and just a lot of elbow grease to clean everything off and to get it, you know, to the finish you want. So I'll see you later. Alright guys, so as you see, the handle is finished with the Dremel roughly, and now what I'm gonna do is I have some 150 and 220 sandpaper just to clean it up even better by hand. Doing so that I wrap the nice clean sandpaper around my sanding sponge, and you know, just good old elbow grease, finishing it off, doing all the curves nice and round, and also cleaning up all the tool marks from the rougher, you know, Dremel and belts. Sorry, so like I said, just hand finishing it, sanding all the tool marks off, rounding the spine nicely. Cleaning all the pins. Also nice this top of the handle again, carefully not to scratch the blade portion. I'm gonna switch to 220. With the finger, it actually gets better to the finger grooves. All depends on the complexity of the design you did. You know, if you have just nice and round handle, it's much easier to clean, to get to all the areas of the handle. Now with one of these sanding sponges that is even finer, Now I will clean it even better afterwards, but just so the video won't go crazy long, I'm just gonna take this oil. I actually like this oil. It's the same one I use, the wood conditioner. It gives nice, it shows the color really nice. So kinda using it for everything now. I used to do it with WD-40, that will do too, just to hold the handle nice. But you will get the nice idea with this now, how it's gonna look. Still gonna have some minor scratch lines, which I will get rid of later. I'll see now how it's gonna look, but it looked pretty nice already, and it does look pretty nice now. It is very attractive looking handle material, let us say. I do like it so far. It's not the easiest to work with, but it's not the hardest also. So here it is. You just have to chamfer the lanyard hole, but here's that c-tek focus camera, and it looks pretty damn nice. You see on the edges, on the ridges, the translucent. You see it here, how some portions it lets the light through, so it looks really cool. Meanwhile from top it looks almost black, so pretty cool looking. Now my hands are still a little oily. Let me just clean them up so I see how it actually feels in the hand without oil on my hands. It's not the grippiest material, but it's not as slippery as polished G10, and I do like it. It looks really cool, this handle material. I think, in my opinion, this is really cool looking material. That orange pops there pretty nicely. So overall, very happy with it. Looks really cool. Let me see if I can just quickly remove the duct tape so we see the whole blade, how it looks as a package. But it looks like it's gonna be pretty sweet. Let's do it the quicker way. This tape has been there for a couple of days, so I might have a hard time removing it. So here's the whole blade, and it looks pretty cool, I think. Good looking knife, nice simple handle, comfortable in all grips, like it. So it's gonna be pretty sweet, priced in a good way. And these knives are fairly good, you know. I mean, I used it before. I have friends that have the knives that I made and customized with this knife kits, OS 8 steel. And everybody's happy so far, so you know, they are not expensive, they are nice projects, and they're definitely a lot of fun, and they are good performers. This one is slightly hollow grind. I don't even know how sharp it is. I will probably convex the edge just to make it, you know, a little better performer, but I do like how it came out. It's just good looking blade, good looking handle, and doing the sheet for this, you can check out the previous tutorials, because I'm pretty sure that I will be doing whole stacks sheet for this, that carbon fiber look-alike, because I think it's gonna go pretty nice. That carbon fiber whole stacks with that handle will fit together nicely, so you can just watch the other tutorial for the sheet as I did with the whole stacks for different knives. So hope you enjoyed it, guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you Knife Kits for, you know, donating this for the video project and for the giveaway, and I'm pretty sure somebody will be really happy about getting this one. So take care, guys, stay safe, and remember, don't cut yourself.